It's actually one of the biggest reasons I love living in England. Hey guys, it's Amanda. So I've been having a lot of fun watching these videos on what Americans think of Europe and Europeans. So it's only fair that I do the flip side of it and watch what Europeans think about Americans. And I think, well, I'm hoping it will be a mixed bag of positive and negative comments because I'm very much aware that we aren't liked by everyone, but who is? Like there's always that one person on the playground that no one really wants to play with, maybe because they're loud and a bit arrogant, or maybe they're just shy and misunderstood. But either way, let's see what they think.
Anyone want to try out an American accent for me?
Yeehaw! So, howdy, partner. We're going down to do some shooting.
Love it.
Hi, I'm Ben, and right now I'm traveling through Europe, and I figured I would ask Europeans along the way what...
So I think this is going to be a bit different than what I thought because it's an American asking the questions. So if there are any like rude comments, they'll be a bit more watered down because I don't want to be rude. I mean, I could be completely wrong, so we'll just have to wait and see. But if you were asked that question, what do you think of Americans? What would you say? Let me know in the comments.
What do they think of Americans? Let's go find out. I want you to be as honest as you can, all right? Yeah. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Americans?
Loud. And
Loud.
loud.
Is it loud?
Pretty loud sometimes.
Loud. Everyone says loud.
Friendly. Like,
Loud. I love that is the first answer given because it's usually the one I get most in the comments.
It's true.
I'll admit, I can be loud. So I think we all can be loud, but culturally, we don't have that like softly spoken, not everybody needs to hear your conversation attitude. Like I was at the zoo the other day and I heard a group of people I instantly knew were American. One, because I could hear them from about 5 miles away, but also the use of the word mom was used. And I just chuckled to myself because that stereotype is definitely true. At least for some of us Americans, like they don't come out of nowhere, do they? There's always that hint of truth.
nice.
Good teeth.
They like to drink beer. They're nice people.
They like drinking as the Austrians.
Enthusiastic.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Americans?
Superficial.
We like Americans. They are always quite cool. They like fast food. We don't like that so much, but when we are there, we enjoy it.
I mean, the stereotypes is like kind of fat and all that.
Fast food.
They eat a lot of food. Like the portions are like really big. Burgers and Coke.
They are.
Food very fast.
I think of
What a comment. Burgers and Coke. I mean, yeah, that is true for so many people. We definitely love convenience food, especially when we're out and about. But I mean, who doesn't love Wendy's or KFC, McDonald's? And actually, speaking of Wendy's, one is opening up close, well, close-ish to me, and I am so excited.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
It's just like, it's one of those things, and this will sound really silly and obvious, but when I drove by and I saw the sign, I was like, just a tiny piece of America. Here, right here in England. I cannot wait to have spicy chicken nuggets. I really cannot wait.
Fast food restaurants. Five Guys. I love Five Guys.
Okay, so of all the things about America, the one thing you can think of...
And I think of Trump too.
Donald Trump.
Just like Donald Trump, innit? Just everyone
That's
hating
one
on
he
him,
would come into
absolutely
it.
loving him. It's like one or the two.
That president, he's the craziest president I'll ever be seen, man. He's gonna start a war in this world.
I like the Trump. Yeah.
You do?
Yes. I like it.
What do you like about Trump?
He's mean about the world and about the situation now.
You like him because he's mean?
He's very racist. He doesn't really know anything about politics.
When you see like
So Trump, he's like our equivalent to Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. There's no in between. And I had a feeling he was going to come up on this because most people have lots of opinions on Trump and politics and all that.
Americans, they're really open-minded. They're like, most of them are really smart, and we can't understand that Trump is your president.
That's a big laugh, you know. People voted for him. You get what you very voted for.
Like, I know everyone basically in Europe is against Trump, but I think they needed a change. I just think that the two coasts dominated, and there's so many people in the middle, they don't get heard, and they're finally getting heard.
I do like in America that everyone's kind of, if you're born there, you're American. And if you're from another country and you're moving to Austria and your children are born here, you're still like, yeah, I'm from Austria, but you know, my heritage is this and that.
America is the land of chance, of opportunity.
Actually, I think of the American dream, like this way from the dishwasher to a millionaire. You can make everything if you just wanted to make it and do it.
I think like people look at America and they like idolize it. You know, like, oh, it's America. Yeah, like everyone wants to go to America.
I was pretty keen about going to America, but I think the whole Trump has put me off. Like, I'm not as keen to go anymore. It wouldn't be the top of my list.
When I think of America, I think instantly about guns.
Like, I just don't see why you need to have a gun.
In Poland, guns are really hard to get. It's still kind of illegal.
And here, it's not that easy to get a gun.
There's far too many guns in America. Of course, their laws need to be restricted, and it's really hard for us to understand because in Ireland there is no guns. The police aren't armed. It's just so systemic in your culture. I don't know how you could change it, but you definitely need to try.
It's a big country, man.
Yeah.
Got big problems.
We do.
Yeah.
You didn't know what to say then. So, guns came up quite a bit, and I completely understand how uncomfortable or even scary that can be for people who aren't allowed any guns or used to being around them. And I'll be honest, I still do find it odd that most police here aren't armed, but that is just because I'm used to our cops being so heavily armed in the US. I'm saying they all have guns. And it's weird because I never really felt unsafe in the US. I mean, I had some like sketchy experiences, but I mean, on a day-to-day basis, it's not like I feared for my life all the time. But since moving here, I feel so safe. Like, it's actually one of the biggest reasons I love living in England. So, was I unconsciously a bit worried? Possibly. Or maybe it's since I've moved away and I'm watching the US news from a distance and I'm more aware of all the awful things going on. And that's what makes me feel incredibly unsafe. I honestly don't know. But it's quite interesting when you think about it, really. Yeah. But overall, I actually felt pretty positive about that video. Europeans, at least the ones they interviewed and decided to show, like us. And I've never personally experienced myself any negativity from people because of where I'm from. Well, okay, except in the comments or messages that I get, but that's just angry people behind a keyboard. They don't count because they all just need to get a life. And I guess the other thing about this video is maybe there's also the element that the questions were being asked by an American, as I said earlier. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the answers would have been different if, say, a European was asking? Don't know. Also, if someone asked you, I know I said it earlier, what would be the first thing that came to mind about Americans? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and I'll see you in the next video.